Today I'm going to demonstrate one of the most important concepts in AI right now, RAG. If you have ever wondered how do I make ChatGPT or Cloud answer questions about my document, my data or my company, this video is the answer. By the end, you will understand exactly how RAG works step by step with real visual and even an interactive demo. Let's go. Think about two students sitting an exam. The first student, closed book. They can only answer from what they memorized. If they forget something or were never taught it, they guess. Sometimes they are confidently wrong. It's a regular AI. It only knows what it was trained on. On the other hand, second student give open book exam. They can look things up before answering. They pull out the right page, read it and give an accurate verified answer. RAG is giving the AI an open book exam using your document as a textbook, and that's it. That's the core idea. Now let's break down exactly how it works step by step. The first step is simple. Collect your document, give the system access to PDF, web page, report, email, chat log, database, anything that contains information the AI should know. Think of this as building the textbook. You are deciding what should the AI be able to look up. For a customer support bot, it might be your product documentation and fact page. For legal assistance, it might be hundreds of contract and compliance policies. For a code assistance, it could be your repository. The quality of your knowledge base directly determines the quality of your AI answers. Now, here's where the magic starts. We split every document into small pieces. It's called chunks. Think of each chunk as one paragraph or one idea, roughly 200 to 500 words each. Then each chunk converted into a list of numbers is called vector embedding by a embedding model. Those numbers capture the meaning of that text. So look at the visual on the screen. Our return policy allows 30 days returns become array of numbers, which is a compressed representation of what that sentence means in mathematical space. Here's the key insight. Similar meaning produce similar numbers. So refund and money back will produce very similar vectors, even though the words are different. That's how the system finds relevant information even when the wording does not exactly match. All those vectors get stored in a vector database.
Here is an example of creating those vectors by embedding model. Here, you literally just send your text to a model like OpenAI's text embedding 3 small, and it hands you back a list of numbers which are basically dimensions. In this case, 1536 dimensions. And each dimension capture some aspect of meaning that we cannot directly interpret, but the model learned during training. At this point, we have all those vectors sitting in the database. So when a user asks a question, how does the system know which vectors are relevant? It uses cosine similarity. And here is the visual. Imagine each vector as an arrow pointing at some direction in space. The angle between two arrows tell you how similar their meanings are. Small angle means higher similarity, same topic. For example, query like return policy and 30 days return allowed, you will see the angle is tiny, 96% similar. Larger angle means low similarity, completely different topic. For example, query like return policy and company was founded in 2010, totally different direction, maybe 8% similar. This single mathematical trick, cosine similarity, is what makes the whole retrieval system work. So when you ask a question to AI, what is your return policy? Then the system scans out the query one chunk at a time and compute the similarity score. The system then ranks everything and takes only the top matches. In this example, green dots are highly relevant matches. Yellow is medium and gray dot are unrelated. Have you noticed something important? We retrieve only the relevant chunks, not your entire document library. So if you have 10,000 documents, we still only pass 3 or 4 relevant paragraphs to the AI. That's what makes the search so fast and affordable. Now this step is short but important. It's literally the R in RAG, retrieval. After the vector search, we have a ranked list of the most relevant chunks. On screen, you can see 98% match, 89% match, 82% match. Those are the three chunks that best answer the question, what is your return policy? Those chunks get pulled out of the database and handed to the next step. The key point here is only the relevant information is retrieved. The AI doesn't read your entire knowledge base. It reads exactly what's needed, focused, fast, and cheap. Now the final step, and this is where the LLM finally gets involved. We have two things, the user's original questions and the retrieved chunks. We combine them into a single prompt and send it to the language model, GPT-4, Cloud, Gemini, whatever you are using. The question plus the retrieved context goes in the top. The AI reads both and generates a natural, fluent response that grounded into the actual documents. This is the A, augmented. We augmented the prompt with real context. And this is G, generation. After finding the info, the AI or LLM generates the final answer. Accurate, specific, and grounded in your data, not hallucinated. Here you can see the whole flow of how RAG works. It starts with a simple question. Then, instead of guessing, the system first search your data like PDF, FAQ, email, or database to find the relevant information. And once it finds it, that information is added to the question. And this step is called augmentation. Now the AI has the right context. Using that context, the AI generates the final answer not from the memory but from your actual data, and this result is accurate and grounded. And that's RAG. First, it look things up and then it answer.